Hi there, this is I'm going to talk you through a problem I've got with this is a BSA Bantam D7 with the, I think they call that the jelly mold tank because it's got the sort of dimples in there. And what I've got here is I've got a new pattern silencer that's on a triangular bracket mounted this way around with the kick coming outwards, and it's mounted on the inside of the footrest bracket. I've tried that in a variety of arrangements, but basically if I move it any further inboard, the kickstart lever hits this side of the silencer. Whether I've got an original kickstart lever or not, I don't know. I've got written on there KBO2, and that one says HO5 or MO5 or something like that. So whether that's original or new old stock, I don't know, or a non-original part, I don't know. So what I've got at the front here is the original Bantam. If it focuses, come on. I think that's the original Bantam silencer, and this is a replacement part that I've got here. And what I can do is and also I've loosened up all the bolts that hold the engine in. So the engine is very slightly loose. There's not much room for movement, but it does move. So if I move the silencer up and outwards, so as you can see, if I hold it there, the silencer is virtually touching, if not touching, the footrest peg, and the foot peg is virtually touching the casing, so I can't move the casing any more than it is. And I can get the silencer pipe to the downpipe to match with the engine exhaust port. Now, if I take that off and put the new one on, slide that in. It's got a slightly longer lead on it than the original one. Now, if I offer that up again, I'm going to try and move it outwards. This is a bit difficult one-handed, but if I try and do the same thing where I move the exhaust pipe outwards slightly, I'm still probably at best 1/4 of an inch away. With all my foot, I just can't quite get that to line up, and I've tried this with 2 hands and been completely unsuccessful. So you can see I'm struggling to get that to fit, and yet the silencer is hard up against the foot peg, and the foot peg is again tight up against there, and I can't move that down. So I've loosened up on that rear bracket here, this foot peg bracket. I've loosened that one up and that one up. So this is allowed to sort of twist slightly, and obviously it can't pivot that way, but I have allowed it to move as best I can. I'm sorry it's slightly out of focus here. If I try and get it to focus on something. There we go. So this I don't think is bent. I think that's correct. This I've checked. I've loosened that and that. So I'm really at a loss as to why I can't get the front to line up, which I desperately want it to, with the new pipe. So if I bring that in, I just cannot get that to slide up into position without putting some serious force on it, and even then I can't get it. So it's almost like the rear needs to come down slightly for me to get the front up, because it's pivoting about the foot peg. If any of you can offer help about something I can try or suggest doing, that would be really helpful. Many thanks.